Hey, hey. Good evening, everyone. I better clear my throat. Good evening, friends. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sister Motorayo Ajadi. No, yeah, there's sound now. We muted it just to get all other platform working to make sure that all other platform are ready. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in or joining us tonight. It's absolutely fab. It's been a extremely busy day.
Extremely busy day for us.
Yes, you can hear us now.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma. Thank you, ma. It's been an extremely busy day. It's only God that will continue to strengthen us. You can never imagine the places we've been to, the meetings we've had, and
Yeah.
how long it took us. But the most important thing is we're here tonight and we thank God for His grace and His mercies on each and every one of us, including you at home. We bless the Lord for your life and for everyone's lives, and we thank the Lord for our lives. We thank the Lord for what He's using us to do on this platform and for what He has used us to do previously, and He will use us to do as we go on. May the Lord continue to strengthen us, and to everyone that's joined us, thank you for joining. To all our friends and our family, it's good to see you. I believe some of you know me or you know Reverend Tony, but for the sake of our new friends, if this is the first time that you're joining us on the Wise Builders, my name is Reverend Dolly, and I've got beside me my husband, Reverend
Reverend
Tony.
Tony.
So we are Reverend Dolly and Tony Dosumu. Both of us are running this platform. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it'll be great to see you and to if you want to thumbs up, let's know if you're there. We know there are a few people online, but in a minute we'll start rolling. Last week we had a very interesting session last week, and towards the end a lady requested that we speak about sex, and I
Mm.
remember that my husband flinched a bit. And after the show, he said, "Oh my God, I don't think I want to talk about sex." He's a very conservative person,
I
and I
admit that.
yeah
I admit that.
yeah I think he's no longer hiding that. He's a very conservative person, but me, as usual, I've been on this platform and I've dealt with worse questions in my life. There's some questions that on a more serious note that is out there for us, whether we like it or not. When a lady saw this flyer earlier today on our church platform, she's far away somewhere out of the country, but she has a daughter in the country. The first thing she sent me a text is, "Oh, will it be nice for my daughter to join?" And I tried to explain one or two things to her. Right. This purely, like is a Christian platform, so everything we're going to discuss tonight, by the grace of God, is in the context of marriage. Please feel free to ask your questions. The good thing is you're behind your camera and we are not seeing you and nobody is seeing you. So type your questions, and then we'll respond to it. And I always say the best way sometimes, if you have no question is embarrassing, to be honest with you, but if you have any question and you feel, oh, they're going to see my name, just say, to be honest with you, I'm asking this on behalf of a friend or a church member or a family. That's the best way to put it in any organization. And to be honest with you, like I normally say, there's nothing new or strange under the sun. The greatest thing that we should stop doing is deceiving ourselves within the Christian community. And I remember after the program last week, the first thing I said to my husband when he said, "I don't think I want to stay on Facebook and talk about sex." I said, "Obviously, this is not about our personal lives, obviously not." I said, "But there are some questions. You see, sex, the three-letter word sex, is one of the main issues that's troubling this whole world today, especially Christian communities. We find this every now and then. You see issues of sex or sex scandal, either in church, at home, on one platform or the other, and what we say is, we feel embarrassed, we feel ashamed. On our way back from the hustle and bustle of today, everything that we're doing, I said to my husband, I recounted the message I had from that mother about the child. And I thought, how clever. The child is just early teenage. A mother wants the child to learn. Thank you, Pastor Soji. Thank you, Pastor Soji. Bless you. The pastor, thanks for taking care of my sister. They are greeting you, Pastor. Thumbs up for you.
Thank you, Pastor.
My sister is looking more younger. And me too. Thank you, sir. To be honest with you, looking more younger, added weight. From today, I put myself on diet. I said, this is not on. Before, I used to do my thing. I can eat anything. I went on several diets and I was just on my own. But now, daddy has to eat. So
our mommy has to join.
Our mommy has to join. That's the unfortunate thing. Not being able to say, you eat, I don't want to eat. It's going to be like, no, 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 no. This is not, we eat together. So that's really make me had some weight, but I'm going to work on that. So thank you so much, Pastor.
And Amma.
Yes, Sister Amma. Good evening. Good evening, ma. Sister Amma. Good evening, Sister Amma Shamaiko. So as I was saying, most of the issues within the Christian faith is the fact that we shy away from some topics. So I thought about it. The child is in early teen, like maybe 12, 13, 14, and she wanted the child to learn some things. And I tried to weigh the balance, and I looked at it. That's a clever mother trying to build good platform or good foundation for the child. Whether you like it or not, if you don't talk about sex to your children or to yourself, they are going to be taught in school. From primary school, they are being taught. Internet is there to help you to teach your child if you don't teach your child very well. So why do we shy away from things like this? Because we want to be seen to be religious. How many Christian homes had sex issues destroyed? How many ministers' home? I see it now and there. We put on this face, and we look like everything is okay at home. We minister on the pain, but at home, our sex life is our marital life. It's kind of ailing just because of this issue. So we are going to be talking about this major issue, sex, and it's going to be in three forms. The first one we're going to speak about primary, because what Facebook or online generally, because we're streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. So I cannot control my crowd. If you were to be like a Zoom invite, I can structure this topic to meet a specific need. So we're going to be broad, but I won't tarry so much on the first one because I know the major one, especially the speaker, that the lady that asked the question is an adult. I don't know if she's online or not, but the most important thing was posed to us towards the end of last week to talk about this. And one of the things I don't do, and the first thing told her, I said, we are not going to shy away from, I know you're shy, you're conservative, but we can't shy away from any topic, because we are not hypocrites. We have to say it the way it is, as the Lord has led us to say it, and according to the instruction of the scriptures. So let's go into it. So tonight we're speaking about, let's talk about sex. Whether you like it or not, we're talking about it. Whether Reverend Tony likes it or not,
he's going to contribute.
He's going to contribute. Please ask him questions. Don't throw your questions at me. Ask this handsome man questions. We have to make him get used to our ways of life on the Wise Builders, because we all are building wisely. Okay. Thank you. Mommy Amma said when we were growing up, sex was taught at home before school. Thank you so much. It's something that we should teach our children. We should teach ourselves. To be honest with you, how many of us parents, our daughters or us or son getting ready to marry, do we sit them down and talk about sex? We don't. We leave that. We talk how many of you have really sat your daughter down as a mother and teach her how to make her husband enjoy her? You do it to your husband, but it's something we mustn't say. obviously is kind of sacrilege, mommy and dad. That's the African context. So God forbid your daughter gets married, fortunately, and God forbid she's sent back home that she doesn't know how to satisfy her husband.
Yeah.
So there are something we are not going to teach them as parents of sex style, or whether you put your leg on the roof or inside the cupboard or whatever. That is not what we're trying to say. But the importance of sex in a marriage, how to satisfy your wife, how to satisfy your husband, it is very, very important. So I thought you wanted to say something. So tonight we're going to split it into three. The first one,
Actually, I was going to say that if you don't teach your children, society will teach them,
that's right.
and you'll be surprised.
How fast they will learn. They will graduate soon.
And you'll be surprised what they will learn.
Yeah, they learn more and faster than us, and that's one of the things we don't want is we don't want them to learn the wrong things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tonight, we're going to talk on three major aspects of sex, as I think it cuts across every one of us. The first one is premarital sex. Like I said, we don't have a way of controlling who is listening. For all you care, a 14-year-old might be online. So we have to talk about that. So, and then we talk about the marital sex. And then I'm going to talk about abstinence. And we will talk about it generally. Abstinence, when your status change, maybe you were married before and then you find yourself as a divorcee or a widow or widower, and you're wondering how do you cope with this urge or urges that you have. And then for the married couple, this keeps coming up. Can married couple abstain? One has traveled. Yeah, there are several reasons. Medical, that's one person or the other, one party or the other, maybe becomes ill unfortunately, or travels or something or the other, and they are unable to perform their marital rights. So how do we abstain? Is it okay to abstain, and blah blah blah? So first and foremost, let's start with premarital sex. For the purpose of this platform, like this is a Christian platform. Whether you like it or not, we have to do it right and say it right. Sex is discussed in the context of marriage, married couple. If you are not married, you are not allowed sex. Clear and clear. So I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend. He's asked me, we're going to come to a lot of questions, because major questions. A sister was still speaking with me this morning is about the pressure, especially nowadays, where you're cutting, where you're dating that man or that woman. Thank you, sir, at Brother Shola Babs. Okay. By your family, no, bless you, sir. I said, God bless you, pastors. God bless
Thank
you,
you.
sir. And Shola Babs, sir. Bless you, sir. It's a good topic, man, sir. Thank you, sir. So, nowadays there's so much pressure, and abstinence or keeping your virginity, either boy or girl, it's no longer fashionable. People say, oh, you're no longer fashionable. And then the second thing as well is this pressure. I remember there was a time a gentleman asked on this platform, no, a lady, that the guy wanted to test. And I said, are you a tester? When you go to the store, you want to buy perfume, you have tester there. You can either turn yourself into tester and this one will test you. If he wants to marry you, let him propose.
Yeah.
Let him propose quickly.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of questions around, which I will leave to you. I don't want to start throwing the question and answer myself. Why people think, in inverted comma, they need to test, because several reasons. For example, somebody had been married before, and then there's this question that somebody asked me before and said, oh, pastor, you're talking about abstinence from sex. That is not for second timers, now for mature adults. He said, after all, they've done it before. Somebody that has two children or one child or whatever, it's not that about you. What are we keeping? That the scripture does not relate to them about abstinence, that they are free to do. So there's several reasons nowadays, and about people lying and deceit and a lot of things. So let's start with Hebrews 13:4. Remember, we are talking about marriage let's talk about sex and premarital sex.
Yeah.
Sex is not allowed outside marriage. When I remember years ago, 2015 to be precise, I showed my husband the CD and he was like, wow. And I did the first series on Let's Talk About Sex. It was then there's nothing virtual. It was open. We're like about 100 there and married men, and it was a wow. And some people were, and I remember this older man, no older, he was in his early 60s, said for him, sex to him is food. And everybody was like, huh? And he's a Christian, he's a pastor. He said, look at all of you. Hypocrisy is what led us there. So marriage is honorable. Hebrews 13:4 talks. Marriage is honorable in all when the bed is undefiled. But he went further to say something. He said, but warmongers and adulterers God will judge. You see, this context, let's blow it down and let's talk about it. The reason why, you see, God is a God of balance. He loves
Mm.
us so much.
Mm.
I was discussing with my husband last week. You see, there's something that sex takes, is part of you. It's your fluid, it's your body. No matter how, when you have sex with a man or a woman, in fact, I was laughing and I was gisting with my husband. I do a lot of market preaching, as in one to one with people outside church, and they relate with you. That's why I come down to people's level, because I don't judge no one. We've all been there, and nobody's goody two shoe here. And that's one of the first thing I want you to know. Nobody is holier than thou. If you're standing, is by His grace. And for some people coming up, they will get there. So don't look down at yourself and say, "Oh my God, my life is worse." No, So I said to my husband, I said, nowadays, it was years ago that a man can sleep with a woman and
Mm.
will brag and say, after the relationship ends, and would say, oh, after all, I've used you. Ladies nowadays will tell you that I even used you more than yourself. That's the way it is outside, in the outside world now. So what we are carrying, Yoruba say, "Dan gbe gegege."
Yeah.
What we are carrying like this, it's no longer like that. So it's better we say it's bare, let people know, that there's nothing hidden, there's nothing secret about it. But let's give out the right information. So you see, there's something in sex that has to do with honor. And I'll talk one or few minutes and now let Reverend speak about that before we go to the main thing. But we have to just put this disclaimer there, it's kind of a caveat, um, for people to understand that when we're talking about sex, it's because when we go into sex and people ask questions, somebody, a boyfriend, girlfriend of 16 or 15 or 17, or I think, oh, that's for us, and it's no, no, it is for married couple. You see, there's something that has to do with your honor in sex. If you, and like I said, yeah, thank you, sir. You become one flesh. Bab said that, thanks. To become one flesh, you kind of unite to that person spiritually and physically.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, there's a bond
Mm.
between you. That's why the Bible says you become one flesh.
Mm.
You're no longer one, but you become two. So there's something called honor, as I was saying. If you lose your honor, it becomes shameful. So all these advices, God, listen, if you decide to sleep around today, that doesn't mean you will not make heaven. Give your life to Christ tomorrow, confess your sin on your way to heaven, but you've lost your honor. And the Bible says salt is good, but I think that's Matthew 5. You are the salt of the world. That salt is good when it is preserved. I'm paraphrasing that. What good is for you? Salt. When it's trodden under feet for, he said it's no longer good. It's good to be thrown out. Our salt will not be sour in the mighty name of Jesus.
Mm.
So our saltiness is our virtue, our virginity, you know, our honor. That's what God is trying to present from men or women. And let's not be like, it's a woman thing. In Africa, for example, in those days, if a man sleeps with you, a woman cannot go. I think till now, but nowadays on Facebook, you see women just talking madly about sex, even telling you that they're the one that slept with the man we used to with him. Like, oh my days. In those days, you dare not even say. Even if it happens behind closed doors, it's a thing of shame because it's your honor that you put on the plate for the man cheaply. Do you understand? So that's one of the things that God is, because you see, some of the laws of God, when we look at it within their street, it is to preserve our dignity. Like I said, if you as a single lady now decide to sleep with a man, or a man, and the same thing for the man. Like I was saying, in Africa, you think it's only a man that can poke in here, poke in there, and then you're free and you go out and talk. Shame. Because you have honor yourself. And that's one of the problems that our culture read of us. You know, they do not allow groom men to know that they are men of honor themselves. So when you don't groom a man to know that he's a man of honor, he feels he can sleep with anybody. He's talking about honor on both sides. You are honorable as well. You have honor as well. You are bringing some honor to the woman. He's bringing some honor. So sex is honorable for both of you when the bed is undefiled. So you are going into the relationship, and then you know that, oh my God, this is honor. So it is good for you, especially you singles, that you have not tasted sex. Keep your virginity. It's being said that it's no longer fashionable. It's a lie from hell. Your husband will love you, he will respect you, and he will honor you. And for you, man, as well, it's nothing of shame for you to say. Your friends nowadays to tell you that, oh, you still do it. How many ladies have you slept with? Tell them I'm honorable.
Yeah.
Just tell them I'm honorable. It's an honor, and that you don't throw yourself. Just like if you have something valuable, it's your honor, it's your pride. If you have something honorable, a Gucci or Versace bag, 2005, 1005, and you keep it. Now if you lose it, it will pay you. That is something material, but your body. So just to go on that please, let's keep our honor. And then for the sake of those of you that have already had sex, because one of the things I don't do here, I don't deceive myself. We're in this world, we are not of the world, things are happening. If you have lost your virginity, you can still keep your honor. Because you have lost it, maybe due to rape or ignorance, or you didn't know how it happens. That doesn't mean for you to say, okay, I'm not cuckoo, sex is honorable, is no longer, I don't even have honor, I've been slept with before. So you start donating for every every brother Joe that comes. If you're a Joe, apologies online. So please, it's still honorable. Dedicate yourself to God. Ask for forgiveness. There's some things, sin that we commit, when we do not know. Ask God to say, Father, forgive me. There are a lot of people, even in faith, that find themselves that they committed error at some point or the other. Ask for forgiveness of sin. Rededicate yourself. And if that man comes to you to say, Mama Deji, mommy of twins, mommy of one, after all, we know that you're after one, or you had a child out of wedlock, or blah, blah, blah. So because of that, you are not cheap. Tell them, yeah, I made a mistake, but I'm a woman of honor. I'm a man of honor, and keep your dignity. So I think I've settled that topic on premarital. We want to go to the marital sex, but before then, I'll pass on to Reverend to say something.
Yeah, my contribution to this issue, I want to talk from the biblical point of view. What is very, very clear, time may not allow us to go very deep into it, but what is very clear is that premarital sex in the eyes of God, according to the scriptures, is immoral. And if we look at the book of 1 Corinthians 7:2, it says that because sexual immorality is so high, a man should have his own wife, and a woman should have her own husband. It is to prevent sin. It is which is sexual immorality. As far as I am concerned, and according to the scriptures that I read, it is a sin to have sex when you are not married.
That's it.
It's very clear and it's very simple.
That's it.
Every other thing, every other thought or imagination, or when we want to play around it, that okay, after all this, after all that, trying to give an excuse. From the scriptural point of view, which is my own contribution, sex with someone that is not your husband, that is not your wife, whether before you get married or when you find yourself single again after you've married before, it is immoral.
Okay. If you thank you, Reverend. If you pick what Reverend said, he said, "My own contribution is only scriptural." He said to me, your own."
I
Because
haven't said so.
you told me behind the screen. As far as I'm concerned, according to him, don't think I'm going to sit here with you and your followers and I'll be talking about sex. The very private person. I said, "Oh, so Reverend is scared that we should not open the bag of, don't worry, that's not that's not for that's not for tonight." On a more serious note, I like joking so much. It's good to laugh.
Yeah.
Now we move on, and he said it. Okay, there's a comment that's come through on Facebook. Um, uh, Shola Babs, thank you. So I said nobody ever tell teachers to behave well in bed. Thank you very much. Those are the things we want to talk about. You see, the major issues within our community, which internet is teaching our children, type sex on Google, and you see what's going to come out. So it's a shame if you are shying away from this topic.
Yeah.
I just feel there's so much for us to learn and talk to ourselves about, and if you're lying, you have questions and you're shy. Oh, sorry, I should flash my contact number. I think our banner. So that, sorry, we should have put the banner there. Right. Okay. So our contact details is flashing down there now. So you should be free. You can inbox me or you can text me or just go to my messenger and inbox any question. Like I said, it doesn't have to be you. It's your friend, your sister, your church member, your family. All you need is the question. You're not alone in this journey. So let's now go to the main thing, which is marital sex. Like we said, we're talking about three aspects of sex: premarital sex, which we've dealt with. No gainsaying, no matter how you put it, it's not acceptable. And if you found yourself that you have done it or you are in it now, do it, cut it and stop it and dedicate yourself to God and then move on from there. There's no condemnation for a child of God. Go to God and ask God for mercy, and you have a clean slate of you. And tell that bro or that sis, I'm a virgin from now, and you're indeed a virgin, whether he likes it or not. Now, going to marital sex. Now, um, marital sex, like the last contribution from Rashalabak said, nobody teach us to behave well in bed. How many parents have sat their daughters down? Your daughter is going, you're going to kind of betrothal, you're give your daughter out in marriage, and you sit and say, Ayinke, if you're Ayinke, apologies, or you say Dolapo, at least I'm Dolapo, so you can't beat me for my name. And Dolapo's mom is saying, Dolapo, you're going to your husband's house. This is how to satisfy him. This is the position. I remember there was a time on Facebook and there was a viral video going, and somebody asked the question that who I remember it was asked on my platform, like, who's supposed to be on top and somebody below. There is a sin for a woman to be on top. I'm like, don't even just there. Don't let's just not go into this madness now. So, but the most important thing is how many of us sits down, how many of us have groomed our child, our children, our daughters, and our men, how to satisfy their what sex is all about. Sex education, the only thing we tell our children, keep your bum bum. Women, girls, you tell your girl, don't allow any uncle or brother to touch your, in fact, we call it Toto in Nigeria. Yeah, that's, your private part. And for the boys, your willies. Stop telling them it's a willis. It's a penis. There's nothing like willis. I fell for that when I was young. When my children were young, I say, no, you go and wash your willis. What is willis? Something that they will Google and they know the real name. So why are we deceiving? Why are you calling your hand and nose? And then it comes to that. It shows still our mindset. Let us know, that let them know. I remember, I think my son was 13 years old or 11 years old when he first mentioned the word dick in my house. I was like, oh my God. He said, Mom, I said, go and clean up your wheel. He said, Mom, you mean my dick? I was like, he's been to school. Yeah. They must have told them, or he read it somewhere, and I was trying to, okay. So they taught him before I taught him myself. And that is just it. Thank God that they didn't teach him the bad about, do I know what they taught him? But the most important thing is they let him know that this thing is not Willis. You and your mom, you're deceiving yourself. This thing is, So it's very important for us to educate ourselves. So, in the context of this, the best, Reverend, okay, there's a comment that comes in. Please comment, drop your comments. Our children cringe. They don't want to hear from their parent. Yes, okay, thank you, Kate. Thank you very much, Kate. It's been a while. Bless you. Yeah, she said that. It's very good. Our children cringe because they don't want to hear from their. It is the way we present it. And then you remember that most of the time, the authority between African parents and our children, we don't have that kind of
Yeah, bonds.
bonds with them. Most of us nowadays, modern day parents, we're learning from our
They're not
mistakes.
free.
Our children are
We don't,
not free
yeah,
with us.
we don't give them the freedom to express themselves.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
some things they consider secret.
Yeah,
No, if I tell mom,
yeah,
oh, if I tell
yeah.
that,
I had that
yeah,
issue with
yeah,
my son, and he said it to somebody that, yeah, my mother is a person of authority.
yeah.
I know she's my mother, but she's a pastor.
Mm.
So he sees me as somebody. So I had to come down to his
Level.
level
Yeah,
to let him know that, listen, I'm a pastor. That is a title. Motherhood is a role, is a call. That's what I'm called to do in your life. So I should be your first. Yeah, even that, as it is, he still try. There's some things he may not want to, but try to break those barriers. But like you said, Kate, yeah, most of our children, they cringe from sitting with us. Is so because you've been telling them, don't touch your toto,
mm,
don't touch your willies. You are going to. We've already scared them. So when you want to talk to them about it, how can mommy even talk about a dick or their penis or anything? They don't say anything because we've made it look sacrilegious,
mm,
as if, so they fear. So I think that's the problem, and it's good for us new parents to try as much as possible to start talking and making our children familiar. You see, having friendship with your children doesn't mean you have to lose the authority.
yeah,
They must be familiar with you, they must be free with us. So, like we were saying before, these things are things that we don't sit our children down. We allow them to make mistakes and come home. Most of us, we made mistakes.
yeah,
We discovered ourselves by making mistakes.
yeah.
As a parent was still saying it yesterday, oh, leave them alone. Let them make their mistake and they'll come around.
Oh, yeah.
Why must they make mistake before coming around?
So sad.
It's so sad. What if it's a costly mistake?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we speak to them about it to tell them the expectation? So now if your child is going to get married, when I was younger, my father, was our secondary school, used to groom me how to fold. May so rest in peace. He would say, oh, come. So when he's folding his agbada, agbada is the traditional wear that elderly men put on in Africa. He would teach me how to fold it because it's kind of big cloth and it's complicated. How to fold it in, how to make, and he would say, yeah, because your husband will one day I don't want a man to say I didn't bring up my daughter well. So these are the kind of things they tell us. But nobody, I could not remember anybody sitting me down that, okay, when you get to your husband's house on the wedding day, your sex is very important. Don't starve your husband. Make sure he has as much sex as possible. Ask your husband. We ladies are taught to be shy, or Reverend, you want to talk about that? We are not exposed to expressing our feelings. I think it's more of cultural and religious thing. I'll give you an example. Okay, go on, sir.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes it's connected to religion. It's connected to some of the things we hear, like Reverend Dolly said earlier, that sometimes we don't say it exactly as it is. Therefore, it is kind of copy and paste. It
Mm,
is what they hear. That's the
mm,
way they relate. I was going to give an example of I counseled a couple some years back. I mean, as you were talking, it just came to my memory. Now, this girl and this guy, they got married, and this girl in her parents' house where she had a room, she was used to sleeping a, a certain part of the bed facing the wall. So when she got married, she maintained that position. Instead of when they sleep at night to face her husband, she maintained that position. And it created a problem. The husband was always complaining and complaining. So one day they came to me and I asked her, why were you behaving like that? She said, well, she was used to it. Then I asked from the husband, did you sit her down to discuss why she was behaving like that? He said he did not. I said, that's the problem you have. I mean, from what she has said now, if you have discussed it with her and both of you analyze the consequences of, I mean, you are now married. How can you be married and you get, just like Uncle Shola was saying, nobody teaches us how to behave in bed. That's the behavior in bed. How can you get to the bed at night with your husband? Your husband is expecting you to cuddle, both of you to cuddle, to have some pillow talk. You can't have a pillow talk with your husband when you are backing him. The same thing with the husband. So some of these issues are the things that we need to discuss. To us, it might not be one of those things, but I must say that it's one of issues that creates problems in families, in marriages.
Yeah, like we're saying, these are issues that, whether you like it or not, we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Preparation time. How do you enjoy sex? What are your requirements? A child is going and you just expect they know it. A kid just said something, said they learn from our mistake, which is wrong. And that is the fact. But is it right? No. Most of our children learn from our mistakes or when they make mistake themselves. But is it okay? Like Reverend just gave that example. That's about grooming. Advise your child, in the book of Esther, it was said that before the king, there's a grooming stage.
Yeah.
The ladies are put there by the eunuch and they take care of, teach your children, how to get ready for their man.
Yeah.
You let them know that, the greatest need, I don't want to talk about that tonight, of a man is his respect. It's not sex. I always say it. And if it's sex, he can get that from any hall outside. It's not sex. Any man can get sex anywhere. But men likes to be respected. After that is their sex. No man there, all the men there, they will be looking at me. Yeah, I know you will not talk in African men. Their greatest need is sex. A man wants sex. But if we have not groomed our children, we are groomed to be shy when we're in bed.
Yeah.
And then we don't know what we're doing.
I've got one more example.
Okay, sir.
There was this video quite recently that went viral.
Yeah.
The husband, each time she approaches the wife at night, the wife will respond and say, do you know this is a holy hour?
Uh-huh.
And she will start quoting the Bible.
It's very important.
She says, I am communicating with the Holy Spirit. And she will start speaking in tongues. How do you want such a marriage to survive? You cannot. There is time for everything. The Bible makes it clear. If you are going to refuse your spouse sex, it must be an agreement between both of you.
Yeah.
Even when you are sick, both of you have to understand, oh, the man is sick, the woman is sick. There is going to be understanding.
That's right.
But again, it's part of upbringing.
It is.
When you don't communicate, what you don't know, you can't give.
True. You have to talk about it. And I think these are one of the things that we talk about when we do marriage counseling. And it's very important for you if you're listening to me. But some people are married, they've not already done it. They haven't done it, but doesn't mean you cannot correct your stuff. A lot of Christian marriages today, we suffer because of ignorance. And the Bible says, my people perish for lack of ignorance. Yeah. And you see bros and sis, choir master, we see all these scandals everywhere. Yeah. Every now and then, people just doing bench outside their marriage, chopping and cleaning mouth, because they don't enjoy. I remember a lady's sister. It was a case I handled years ago. The husband was not responsive. Like, not one of the things. There are several things, which is upbringing. The lady was not responsive during sex. The guy. And the woman will make advances. Darling, we've not. It was just go. Prostitute. Yeah. That's all you know.
Yeah.
The only thing you know is sex.
Yeah.
Come on. What else would she know? Tell me, what has she come to do? Has she come to watch the neighborhood? I don't understand. The only thing you know is sex. Only Rano, and the woman, it killed her drive.
Yes.
She cried and she's like, I'm tired. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
It's not right. It doesn't make, you're just being religious. You are not a Christian. That's not Christianity. It doesn't take you anywhere. Your major role when you marry is to satisfy each other. Peradventure, you don't have that in your own scripture. 1 Corinthians 1, and I'll read from 2 to 3, 1 Corinthians 7, I'll read 2, Message translation. It said, Certainly, but only within a certain. Okay, so now getting down to the question you asked in your letter, is it good? Is it a good thing to have sexual relations? Certainly, but only within a certain context. It's good for a man to have a wife and for a woman to have a husband. Now listen, say sexual drives are strong. This thing is strong. When that thing happens to a man, I know they are not normal again. They are sexual drives are strong, but marriage is strong enough to contain them.
Yeah.
So no matter the drive your husband, no matter the drive of your wife, your marriage is stronger enough.
Yeah.
Think about that to contain it. Oh, some say, oh, you don't know this, my husband is just a dowder, and all he wants is sex, sex, sex. This, my wife wants sex. Yeah, the marriage bed is stronger enough to contain it. But marriage is strong enough to provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world of sexual disorder. There's so much of sexual disorder outside.
Yeah.
Learn to satisfy yourself. I'm going to take one or two comments. Pastor Soji said, preach. Thank you, man of God. Chizoba, thank you. Okay, she's just clapping. Karen Apuch, my sister, there's a tribe in East Africa that elderly married women actually teach the bride to be how to have sex.
Yeah.
That is the job of our elderly women.
Yeah.
You ought to teach mothers, elderly women, groom your children. Let them know as you're going, two major role that you have is feed your husband physically, feed him sexually. Okay, three. Third one, take care of your children. You say the only thing I'm doing here is my children. Which children? Where did you get the children from? Take care of the man. Satisfy him. We have to talk about areas of satisfaction. This came up. A man called us the other time. He said he doesn't like having sex with his wife because she's not clean down there. How would you go to bed at night? Thank God you're I know you're busy at work or in church. You are mommy church, mommy business, mommy professional, and you jump into bed. Listen, we are adults here. Even for a man or for a woman, we sweat, and your down below smells. It needs to be washed thoroughly. A married woman washes twice. In the morning, which is normal hygiene, nighttime for your husband. Morning time, you look good. Let me give you an example. When I got married, everybody knows me. I love my wig so much. I have several of them because I don't have time. I'm always on the move. So sitting down with one hairdresser to give 4 hours of my time, it's like you're taking life out of me, and then to take it out. So, and then I'll just weave my hair on, even the one under. My husband said to me, where you're, he said it again. He said, he called my hair plastic hair. After I got my hair, he said, he looked at me, tried to respect me, baby girl. You see, this can you do? I said, and I brought another version of it. He said, it looks good outside for people to see. I'm the one in bed with you. I want to see nice hair. Go and do this hair. I don't like that. I will drive you there myself. He took me there, dropped me there, came. He said, okay, leave that for me. I said, when I want to lose it, he said, don't worry, I will loosen it. When it's time to take it out, dear me, if I would, he said, I would take everything out for you. If I help you to wash it and dry, go and deposit you back there regularly. What I'm trying to say is men loves the best of their women in bed, from your head to toe. Take time, wash. It doesn't take 5 minutes. Jump. Hey, it's winter time. It's cold. It's no. A lady said something. She comes from a polygamous home, and they were like 20, using a bathroom. They don't really shower. Orientation messes up so much. I'm going to read comment. So take time. That's why we're doing all these things. You want your husband to love you more and to wash. Don't just go down below. There's under your armpit, there's under your boobs. Spray some perfume, some oil, perfume oil. Just invest. It's 10 pounds, 5 pounds. Invest. It takes up to 6 months. Use the best for your husband, your best. The people of other faiths, When I was working for the local authority, some local authority I won't mention it, some years ago, a lady came to kind of what do they call it? That I'm like a volunteer. She worked with me. She's from Somalia. Right. This lady told me, Muslim, she covers her head. Pretty lady. I didn't even know her beauty. So she got married and she was showing me pictures. Then I saw a picture inside the house. I couldn't believe that was her. Her hair was long, beautifully done. She said, Dolly, do you think when I'm at home, I cover my hair for my husband? He said, this is for the outside.
Mm.
When I'm inside, she made up her face. Outside, she doesn't make up, but for us, we'll make up outside in the bedroom. The only time you have with your husband, it is like me that used to have plastic hair.
I think so.
You said so. Tony said, you don't mind him. He used to call my hair plastic hair. I don't no longer have plastic hair now. And
Beautiful now.
it's beautiful now. And in another couple of weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, I promise it won't be too long. You'll be seeing that I listen to advice. So because I used to do my thing last 6 years, I just can't be bothered. So what I'm trying to say is the best goes for your husband and the same for your wife. Men listening, it's not about this thing. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
As she's giving you the best, prepare yourself to give him the best. I'm going to read more comments. Shola Bab said, talking or teaching your children, especially girls, can be daunting. Yes, it can be about sex. Yes, sir, it can be daunting, but it's something we start early on.
Yeah.
When you leave them to become teenager, and daddy suddenly sits with a 16 or 18-year-old daughter to say, when you go to there, no, dad, stop. I can imagine my son. He will tell you, no, mom. No. Because we left it too late. Okay, sir.
Yeah, let me quickly add another dimension that I have found very frequent in homes. Sex is a weapon of reconciliation, not weapon of war.
Mm.
It is not a weapon to punish your husband or your wife. It is you are committing a sin. If your wife or your husband offends you and you decide that yes, he's not going to have sex with me, I'm not going to have sex with her, it is a sin. As a matter of fact, you should use it when you have disagreements. Both of you should be expectant that yes, this matter is going to be settled in bed.
That's when you sleep on the same bed. I know couples that don't sleep on the same bed.
When they disagree, the man decides that no, I'm going to sleep downstairs, or the woman decides no, I'm going to sleep downstairs. You are deceiving yourself.
It's even good to sleep on the same bed. You can't miss each other's emotions.
Yeah.
You can't miss each other when one is angry or when something is going on. And moreover, nowadays that people, their health issues. You see, some of it. I had a man that said, "Oh, the reason why I don't sleep in the same room with my wife is I sleep rough. And let her sleep rough with you. Both of you sleep rough. When you meet yourself on the floor."
Have you forgotten the one that complained about snoring?
Yeah, the wife's nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That because of that, I cannot sleep in the room. You marry for better, for worse.
Yeah.
So now, can you imagine if something happens to your spouse over the night and she needed an emergency and you are stuck downstairs in another room because of your selfish need? There's a lot of things that we have to consider in this. So Karen Apple says sex must be within the confine of marriage. I will think teaching should be necessary for intending couples. Yes, maybe you joined late. We first used almost 25 minutes to talk about. Thank you. Premarital sex. We spoke about that. Yeah, that is not acceptable. We've dealt with that. And this segment is about marital sex. And after that, we are going to move on to abstinence. I said it from the beginning. So thank you so much for that. They both need to clean before going to bed. Thanks. Yeah. Mommy Amma, yeah, it is necessary. Clean your bum. Clean yourself before going to bed. Let him look for it and buy nice lingerie. Don't wear agbada to bed. Agbada is your traditional wear. Don't become mommy at home. I've forgotten when sometimes when we're laughing at home and my husband says we call ourselves a lot of nice pet names, but I'm not going to tell you here. Don't let us start tonight. Don't let us start. Just leave on. Let's go there tonight. And then one day it was like, mommy. I said, where's your mommy? Where's your mommy? Look around. And he said, this girl, you're just Me, I'm baby girl for life.
Oh yeah.
And this is my baby boy for
Oh yeah.
life. No
Oh yeah.
mommy and daddy here. Which
Remember.
mommy and daddy? You know. So when we're outside, yeah, mommy and dad, but in our rooms and our lives, we are not mommy and we are baby boy and baby girl for life.
Oh yeah.
Simple as ABC. So it's whatever you call yourself that you are. If you are
Yeah.
60 or 50 and you say you are mommy, you just become mommy. You just be retarded and redundant. Look at my baby boy for life now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a baby boy for life.
Mm-hmm.
So now, okay, let's go on a more serious note. So sexual thing. So now it goes. It says sexual drives are strong, but marriage is strong enough to contain them and provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world, of sexual disorder. So there's a lot of sexual disorder that is going on even within Christian community, and we don't need to. And most of the people that are talking to us somehow, they are even doing sex. If you know the style and sex that some men and women of God do in their own house, you will know that you have to. And I say, anything you do in your room
Yeah.
as a husband and wife,
Yeah.
it is right.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong because you're one. You're one flesh.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong as long as it's not a sin. Do you understand? The first thing is you must honor God in your marriage. Anything either of you brings on the table that dishonors God against the word of God, that is the only time you can disobey in marriage. The rest is both of you, but that is more deeper. Let's go on. So it says the married bed must be a place of mutuality.
Yeah.
And Reverend said that when he was talking about the gentleman and the wife that will back the husband, it should be a place of mutuality. Pillow talk. The husband seeking to satisfy his wife. Marriage is a decision to serve the other, whether in bed or out of the bed. I hope somebody is getting that. So it's time of service. And like Reverend said, don't say, oh, he has not given me money. Tonight I will show him. No. In fact, that is the time you should give him your best.
Exactly. To get that money.
To get that money. He will look at you and he will give you that money. Don't punish a man with food. Don't punish him with sex.
Yeah.
Those are the two things don't punish him with. So as we're going on, so more questions. Let me flag some comments. Yes, I learned that Zimbabwe women teach their girls about sex. We should teach our young girls as they're preparing to marry about sex, how to satisfy your husband. Let her know that it is imperative for, as I'm sending you, I must not hear comment that you start tying up around the house. Bomb shots, wear shorts at home. Don't wear it outside. Wear shorts, expose yourself for your husband. But if you have children around, you don't. But in your bedroom, don't tie wrapper. Wear lingerie. Look nice night dress, not mommy water night dress that will cover you from here to there. It's your husband, it's your wife. Make yourself appealing to him. Oh, my husband sleeps out. There's nothing I've done that is a lie. It's because of the fact that we are not finding time. On this study shows this, men just want to be satisfied. They want to enjoy their home. They want to enjoy their wives. It's not about us, because I don't like putting pressure on women and say women should do this, do. It's two-way thing. The man too should make himself available and make sure he satisfies his wives. Yeah, it's good for us to teach our young ladies, prepare them for their husband, how to satisfy him in bed. Make sure, tell them to make their husband happy. Try to find out what you can do. Talk to him. You don't need to read any magazine or anything to know what your husband wants. Or yeah, I'm going to start flagging that up. Um, Mommy Amma said, even with this heat in the UK, you need to wash your down below. You need to wash it. Get nice soap. Some people will say, I react. I don't use perfume soap. You be using you are the one that knows what is wrong, that you cannot use perfume soap. And if you use water and salt, if you can't use perfume, just let the place be clean.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, just let the place be clean. They eat enough. By the time you go out, you can't say a woman of God I used to know. The husband called her some 12 years ago or so, told her that she's dirty. And I can't, dirty. That is to say, for a man to tell you is dirty, she looks good. So I used to wonder when she told me, because she looks good at work. So it looks like down below smells.
Yep.
And maybe the poor man, but I wouldn't say that. Men, don't go and say, hey, you're dirty. Tell her that, you know what, I enjoy you more
Yeah.
when you smell good. And then be the change you want to see. If I were the man, I will go into the bathroom and I will invite her into the bathroom and say, let's shower.
Yeah.
Or in the night, there are better ways of saying it. Your mouth, brush before going to bed. Brush your teeth before going to bed. Is
And
the
so,
last thing.
and so both.
For both, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know that the man will say, you go and brush. It's the last thing. As one is going to the bathroom, is either you're doing it together, as one is coming out, the other stays. Brush and clean your mouth, and you'll be fresh. Put some little perfume oil. Let you smell good. Aromatherapy, they call it, is very good for the sense. It's very good for both of you. And then you start enjoying yourselves. A friend of mine says they've been married for 25 years. She told me that as sex, or yeah, a sex life with her husband is like a worship. That's the first time I hear it now. They've even gone past that page. They look forward to it's like a communion. She said they get on the bed, they relax, they put on worship song. That's another lovey.
There's one aspect that we want us to talk about before
Okay,
we
sir.
finish. That's libido.
Libido.
On both sides.
My husband is coming up now.
Yeah.
Last week he was shy. Don't think I'm going to come on this platform next week and I'll be talking about sex. And that's why I said it's good for you. You know, women and men know how to handle you. I know him. I just said to you, baby, but don't worry. Don't worry. We'll do this. Now he started talking about libido.
Yeah.
The person that doesn't want to talk about sex is going to libido.
Yeah.
Help me to clap for him. He's graduating gradually. All right. Okay. Let's read one or two things here. Okay. The question is, what age could we start talking about sex with our children, both boy and girl? I think sex education from 5, talking about this is your breast,
Yeah.
this is your penis, this is your vagina. A man should not touch it. You know, those sexual confidence awareness. Let them know. But serious sex, I think when they turn teenage, to start telling them that, you know, you have to keep yourself, you know, just keeping yourself as being from childhood, but about how to groom them. But when they are turning like late, like going 18, you need 18. It's when you groom for marriage.
Yeah.
The rest is preservation of yourself, you know, dedicate yourself to God. Don't let any man defile you. Don't let any woman defile you. But preparatory to marriage, you need to start telling your daughter, this is what is done in a husband's home. You are not, your education can end up in the bin if you don't know how to take care of your home. It doesn't take education alone. I'm going to read another comment. So I think that is it. Pastor Soji said correct. Thank you, man of God. Now, from Lola, bless you. It's important we don't get too religious in marriage when it comes to sex things. A lot is happening in Christian marriages that are sex related and nobody wants to talk about it. We have to be free to express ourselves as couple. It is what. Thank you very much, my darling sis. And that is just it. Christian marriages, the way it is now, it's so funny because of overt religious aspect of our life. We just try to be mommy and daddies of Bible, Maria and Joseph of the Bible, and then because these things are there, whether we like it or not. We aim go on holiday. When was the last time you just said to your husband, it's weekend, we're gonna go on weekend retreat?
Yeah.
It's both of you. And when you go on weekend retreat, please don't go and start doing Bible thing there. Please do that Monday to Friday. Leave that one at home. It's your time off. I told my husband recently, I said, I just pray we have some little money. I want to take you out somewhere nice. And we'll go for, it's good. We look forward to, because we're busy. Since we've been married, we're back now. It's been morning, we've been out. We ran home around 8. It's been like that. So it's not only crashing in bed, but there's a time. We're not talking about sex alone. You see, the word sex, it's something that's like we talk. It's an expression of our love. When you have when you're making love, yes, that's the one I want to talk about. Sex is different from making love. Making love is what I said, like my friend told me, they come together, worship, enjoy themselves, or just go somewhere nice, hold each other's hand, pillow talk. You mean eventually not have anything sex to do, but enjoy each other's presence. Let your spouse know that they value you, you value them, and validate each other. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mommy Hammer. Okay. Shona Babs says, is it normal for couple to talk during sex? I'm not talking about sound. What kind of talk? There's some talk and there's some my pastor friend will call it ringing tone.
Yes.
I wonder why he's not online tonight. The man, if I should have brought him, it's one man that used to crack us since we got married. He said, Tony, I hope you're doing your duties. Dolakwa, I hope you are not just doing Bible, both of you. It cracks us and we'll laugh and we'll laugh and laugh. So it's good to talk. I don't know the context of talking, but talking may ruin intimacy sometimes. There's time for everything. I think after dinner or during dinner, you can talk about if it's important in like school fees. A daddy wants to go to the other room. You're in the other room now, you start saying, Tony, you remember the school fees? The man will be like, what is this? There's time for everything. I don't know the talk you're talking about, but if you talk about yourself to say, oh my darling, you look handsome, you're good, I love you, you're the best I had. Those ones is part of the love making. It's about the talk, the good talk to make each other feel good. Even if he's tired and you cut, it's not every time. And
not anything outside what is happening at that moment.
And when
not complain.
Not complain and saying the bad things she's done. No, that's not
that will make him or her to withdraw.
You can't talk. I don't know the kind of talk, but you can't talk anything outside intimacy. That's it during sex. That let's just put it that way. Whether it's your ringing tone or whether you want to. Ringing tone is what you say to make each other feel good. That's what people have called
appreciation.
Appreciation, but the most important thing is not the time you start complaining or remember school fees or remember when we're going out or tomorrow we're going. It kills anybody's drive. Nowadays, especially some of us that are in mid-age, menopause. Somebody was talking about my pastor friend will call it Papa Pause. He will say Papa Pause. Oh, you get Papa Pause as well. Mr. Shola said, talking about shopping. Which kind of shopping? What shopping are you doing on the bed? Please, that is not the time. I know you're just pulling my legs. That is not okay. Okay. Instagram, Anu, how are you? Bless you. She said, ringing tone is a complete turn on to men in the other room. It's some sort of positive feedback for them during sex. That's very right. There's nothing stopping you from having ringtone. Ringtone is the sound you give. Men, remember whether they are Christian, pastor, bishop, they are men. It's the same blood that flows in their vein. And so they want to hear, you don't need to scream. Remember, there are children, there's a member, but say sweet things to his ears. Tell him you're enjoying what he's doing. Tell her you're the best thing that happened to me. Say, men like it. Don't just stay there like a log of wood or daddy. A woman, some of the women conference that we go, they say some women complain that their daddy will just come in and get out. And before they know it, daddy is going. Daddies, please appreciate your wife. Let her know. Romance her before, romance her after. Let her know she's the best thing that's happened to you. She'll feel much inclined to satisfy you. Because a lot of these questions coming, we never exhaust them because of these things. And our men, I think we women, we've learned so much. In all fairness, because we go to a lot of women conferences and they tell us all these things there.
Now we are talking about marriage.
Yes, sir.
It gets to a point in one's life that the sex drive becomes low.
You wanted to talk about
whether the man or the woman. My advice to our listeners is that even people, I did a study at the age of 40, people, some guys already lost interest in sex for various reasons. My advice is that husband and wife, every night, make it a point of duty. Have what is called pillow talk. Your pillow talk must be about things that affect you personally, especially
not shopping.
Not shopping. not
And
shopping,
naturally,
not shopping, not sure actually. Things that are sweet, things that will encourage you, things that will give you that drive to come close to each other. Pillow talk, beautiful things, nice things. Say nice things
yeah,
about
the
your
other day we
husband.
were talking
Say
and we
nice
looked at
things about,
ourselves and said,
yeah,
why, what's the best thing you saw in me? Those are the
exactly,
kind of things,
exactly,
and we've been
exactly.
so stressed, and
Yeah,
that kind of calmed
yeah.
us down.
That,
There was
yeah,
no sex or
yeah,
anything, and we
yeah.
said good things about
Mm,
ourselves.
mm,
We prayed and we slept.
yeah,
But it goes
yeah.
it's in that part,
Mm.
it kind of validates that person when she
Exactly,
wakes up or he
exactly,
wakes up, they're going to
exactly.
work. Go on.
So if your husband or your wife, you appears to be having low sex drive, please don't run him down. Don't run her down. There could be reasons. Have a conversation about it. Darling, what's going on? This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing. You seem not to be behaving or acting or doing things the way you were doing it before. What's going on? Ask with love. Don't run him down. Don't run her down. And if for any reason both of you could not find a solution, seek help. Seek some counseling. Seek some support. Don't run each other down. It could happen at any given time, especially some women.
Menopause. Menopause is doing wonders.
Yeah,
Menopause is doing wonders.
yeah. But have a
That a
conversation
woman,
about it. Talk about it.
a woman doesn't, it kills their self-drive.
Yeah.
They are dry,
Yeah.
and they don't feel like it.
Yeah.
A woman called me recently, some 4 or 5 weeks ago, and said to me, she's not even up to 40.
Yeah.
She's in her early 30s, and said to me, I'm taking that question, Jumoke, I'm coming now. And she said to me that a family planning, it looks like it's a family planning, the hormone one. It kills her drive. She does not even want to have sex.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and I said, don't fake it. Let your partner know, let your husband know that, darling, one of the things most of us will do, we'll fake it, as in, do your thing and go. No, that's not right. Let him feel what you're feeling, because it's not in your body. So he doesn't know what you're feeling. So don't pretend. Let him understand that buy lubricants. If you're going through menopause, lubricate yourself so that it's easy for you, because women get dry during menopause. But the men, tell him that, and you find out that when you tell him, you start reading about it.
Yeah.
Immediately we discuss it with that lady. Our husband went to Google it.
Yeah.
And he started reading about it and came back to us and said, Pastor, I'm so sorry. It was both of us that had to attend to both of them.
Yeah.
And said, I didn't know this is the impact and what it has. Now, somebody asked on Instagram, Jumoke said, have you heard of Coolidge effect? I've heard about it. Coolidge effect is, I don't know if anybody online has heard about Coolidge effect. Let me bring this comment before we go. A good sex life strongly correlates to a good relationship. Yes. And good relationships makes us happy. Yeah. Yes. You find out that when you have good sex, you wake up and you glow at work. And they're looking at Madam. Madam is so happy. Daddy is even so happy. Madam has a nice service. The service are aging very well. Now let me go to Coolidge effect. Coolidge effect, if I'm not mistaken, it's a study. I've heard about this. I think sometimes last year somebody brought it up. A study about when a hen, if you a male species, it's about diversity change. Let's not use that diversity there. When the person has several, so if a man gets weakened and maybe he sleeps with one person, they said if he gets the libido goes low. So it means that a man or woman should change sexual partner. So the Coolidge effect is, the study shows that if a man is used to a particular sex partner, maybe you're married and you're only sleeping with your wife, after a while he gets disinterested or you may start losing your libido. But that same species, if they put that same species and change, give him another sex partner or 2 or 3, they say the man goes around that he's not been able to go. So that's for, as far as I'm concerned, is Coolidge effect, but I think that is the world definition of it. But that is what Coolidge. So I've heard about it, and I don't think that's acceptable because that's encouraging adultery. I feel,
and I think it happens with animals.
It happens here. Is the study actually start with that if you that species, give them only one, lock them together. If you go 6 rounds,
Mm.
change that and give them multiple, they go like 20 rounds.
Yeah.
So that means the more diverse, yeah, the more. So, and we can use that if we change things, change sex style, change, make yourself more happy. Go to the hotel, you find out that couples have more sex life
Mm.
when they go to hotel, or when they
Mm.
visit outside, or when the children are not at home. It shows that when they are relaxed, men especially, our men get burdened with work, with pressure, with a lot of things. Instagram, there's a comment and it says, with age comes low sex drive for some men and women and others. The sex life can be overactive. We just have to talk about it and help who is on the low side and
Mhm.
those who want more. We find the balance. That
Yeah.
is just it.
Correct.
As we grow, whether we like it, with age, somebody's libido is very high, another one is middle or low. It's about talking about it. Be
Yeah.
realistic. Don't call him and maybe your sexual libido is low, and it doesn't take age. Like I told you, it was a 30-something-year-old
Yeah.
lady that was saying to me that I don't feel up to it. So such person, and the husband is 50 something, you don't expect. So you have to explain to them, they have to talk about it, be relaxed, go for shower, calm down,
Encourage each other.
encourage each other.
Yeah.
Like Reverend said,
Mm.
do the pillow talk.
Yeah.
Do the pillow talk so much, talk about it. Say, why didn't you enjoy? Do you ask your spouse after sex, baby, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy yourself? Once we talk about all these things, then we balance it. So it's very good. And like Brashola said, a good sex life strongly correlates to a good relationship, and good relationships make each and every one of us happy.
Happy.
So going, as we're rounding up, we want to talk about abstinence. Is it good to abstain? No. For married couple,
No.
no.
Yeah.
It is very, very clear. Is a place the Bible talks about it. Go home and read and digest. Remove your religious cap, put it on the side. Read 1 Corinthians 7 very well. It's a period of mutuality. Now it talks further in verse 4 that marriage is not a place to stand up for your rights. Yeah, it's not a place to start fighting. Marriage is a decision to serve another, whether in bed or out. Abstaining from sex is permissible only for a small period of time. We were with a man of God earlier today, our mentor, and yeah, we were talking about fasting and prayer. With fasting and prayer, this has come. I don't want to, maybe one of these days, Reverend, we're going to talk about that, because if I go into that, it's going to take forever. When people ask about can they have sex during fasting, yeah, that's another issue that people, young couple, and that is why I don't encourage anybody. Our church is very young. I do three early in the year. We do 7 days, maximum 7 days. One, we are being realistic. We're not being religious, because at the end of the day, these people are not fasting. It's only you that you're fasting. And two, you want to destroy the home. So the Bible is saying for a short period. What is short for you? The level of our own stand in God may be stronger than yours. Yours might be stronger than us. Some people, some couple can go 1 week fasting, they don't mind. Some men, some women, 3 days, they will say, Daddy, are you all right? So, and the Bible is clear. You don't have any authority over yourself when you're married. So abstinence to me is no. But for a short period, 3 days, maximum 7 days. 100 days fasting, you're on your own. 50 days fasting, you're on your one. Your mind is not there. Your mind is not there. You're burning and you're deceiving yourself. Yeah. So there are a lot of things. And then for those, so abstaining from sex is permissible for a period of time if you both agree to it, and if it's for purpose of prayer and fasting, but only for such times. Then come back together again. Satan has an ingenious way of tempting us when we least expect. So a man of God said something to me and said, "Oh, my wife is not sexually attractive. It does not allow me to sleep with her. Groom her. You go out and talk and groom other people, and you cannot groom your wife. Groom her. Groom your wife. Sit her down to say, honey, you don't satisfy me. I want satisfaction. Why go out and sleep around when you can satisfy your wife? And when your wife can satisfy you? So I think these are areas, and for those, and I don't think we can exhaust this topic tonight. For those that have married before, because abstinence is kind of vast. You
Yeah.
find out widows, widowers, people that have married before and have suddenly become single again.
Yeah.
They find it trouble. I read about a man of God writing something online, the popular man of God. I'm not going to mention the name this week, about can a married woman use sex toy? Maybe single mature woman, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's madness. There's several ways to do abstinence. I know it looks like, oh, it's I'm being traditional or archaic. No, it has to do with your mind.
Yeah.
It has to do with your mind.
Yeah.
So we've I know it is difficult. It is extremely difficult. And that's why even the Bible admonish the widows, young widows, to go and remarry. Because to hold yourself for a long time without sinning is very,
It's
very
very
is
difficult.
very difficult.
Yeah.
So people have asked the question of abstinence. My husband is not around, my wife is not around. How do I hold my body? Some men, they're still together. The man is abroad and the wife in, yeah, have people like that, and they're burning. They're burning. There are
Yeah.
several
Yeah.
issues
Yeah. Yeah.
around sex in the Christian community. And then as we're rounding up, because I don't want to be giving you the question and giving you the answer. Q&A and answer. I'm supposed to do answer. So if there's any question in the next 1 minute, please bring it up as we're going to round up. We don't always like the video to be too long, so that when people are rewatching it, they will lose interest. When it's live and you're enjoying yourself, we don't really mind. But for those that's going to watch it after, so, but you see, it's important. It's very, very, very important, as I was trying to say, for us to know, and I'll put this note there. Anything, don't let anybody deceive you. Anything you do in your room with your husband when you're married is not a sin. As long as both of you agree. Yeah, if a man says you should have anal sex, it's wrong. Do you understand? It's going to destroy you. It's morally, as long as it's morally right for both of you. Because this question keeps coming up. Pastor, he said he wants to touch me here. Is it a sin? I heard that recently. I said, which planet are you? There's nothing a sin. Anywhere your husband wants to touch you, he owns your body. You own your body. Look, both of you are one. When people are one, you don't even see right or wrong. You're the same. So you talk about your needs, and then you warm up to each other and do it. And let your sex life be a celebration of your love, not go in and go out. Daddy just breathes in, mommy open up, and daddy's out of the way and is snoring. That is not very good. So learn to appreciate your wife. I believe there's no other question. So we're going to round up tonight.
Let me quickly, before you round out, let me quickly say this, that good sex is one of the ingredients of a good marriage.
Sure.
If you want a good marriage, go and sit down and ask yourself, husband, wife, are we having good sex? If you want a good marriage, go and find a way. If you need to research, if you need to ask questions from those that have been in it, that have good, anybody that has a good marriage, let me tell you, they must have a form of bonding. And the best form of bonding, as far as I'm concerned, is good sex.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good note to round up. The best way to enjoy, it's the lubricant of your love. It's
Yeah.
the expression of your love. Where you look into each other's eyes and you say sweet things and you enjoy passionate sex. Enjoy each other's pleasure. Calm down. Enjoy each other and then appreciate each other. After your love making, you tell your husband, thank you, darling. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed you. It's your husband. Or thank you, my darling wife. I really loved you. You
I
satisfied.
remember the book that we wrote on marriage.
Yeah.
I remember that I wrote it there. I remember writing it there that after making love, say to each other, I enjoyed it.
That's it.
The editor wrote back to me that is nonsense. You can't put. I said, no, don't delete it. Leave it there.
Leave it there.
Say to your husband,
Thank
this
you.
is beautiful.
This is
Thank you.
beautiful.
Say to your wife, this is beautiful. I keep on saying it every day. That is the
Every
best.
day.
It's the best.
You're the
It's
best.
the best. Yeah, you are the best.
Yeah, that's it.
And I insisted they should leave it. And he left it. It's right there.
Yeah, and that is it. It's one of the things that we're talking about. People are shy to express themselves.
Yeah.
Your husband will finish making up. Then another thing is seek each other's pleasure
Oh yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
You know, we've spoken about libido,
Mm.
which is a major issue. Encourage each other and talk through it to yourself and support each other. Don't say, hey, hey, so you can't get it up again. You're like, don't do that drama. We don't need drama. This is your husband or your wife. Say, okay, my darling, what can we do? What do you think can help? Make you then go and Google and do research on how to do that. And then when you appreciate each other, hold each other, kiss each other, cuddle each other, let that person know that I love this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time we've had together. She will look forward to it tomorrow, you know, and he will look forward to it. Let it be a celebration of your love. Shower, put some nice
Somebody has
candle.
just added love notes to each other.
Also write love notes to each other. Let your love be expressive. Nigerian men. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
And for our Nigerian men, some of our Nigerian men, they don't, when they say onion, they say, do you want money tonight? What are you asking for? Start talking rubbish. Please, let's not kill the women's drive. Most of the time, thank you. I know most of the time we women we go to women conferences and they tell us all these things and we bring it home. And the moms, they start teaching you rubbish.
Yeah.
Where is that what they're teaching you? That your pastor? Yeah,
At your age.
at your age. Is that the thing you should be following now? Please. Meanwhile, daddy will start looking at young girls outside like this. Please, let's stop deceiving ourselves. Let's explain. Write love notes to your husband. You know, just say to him, just send him, hello, baby, hello, love, hello, this, I love you. You're the best thing that's happened to me. Say it. You're not lying. Why must you die with the expression? Say buy card. If you can't say it verbally, buy card. Test. Let him feel good. Let her feel good. We all like compliments.
Yeah.
And who is the best person that can compliment you? Your best cheerleader is your husband or your wife.
Right.
And when you get to bed, say tonight, oh my God, for dressing beautiful, for dressing for being the best. I'm going to give you the good treats tonight. Just at the end of it, you may not do. You make mouth about it when you are eating. By the time you get to bed, both of you are tired. You are sleeping. But you don't say it's the aspect of making each other feel good. So it's good. And like I said to a brother today, you don't struggle at the place of prayer when your sex life is good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because
Yeah,
you relax, number one, and you're in one accord.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something sex does. You cannot have sex with each other when you're angry.
Oh, yeah.
Because you will know the woman will be like,
Mm.
the man will be like this. So when you're happy, you know, and you pray, but always pray before you make love. Because one thing is, it's not as if there's any regime about it. If you finish making love and pray, you know, you have not sinned. You are the only thing, you'll be tired and you'll sleep off. There's no religious thing to say, oh, for God, within the marriage context, sex is nothing. It's like you're eating amala and eba, like you're eating rice. There's nothing. So God will not say, hey, I remember when we were at Ladura Church, they used to tell us that when you make love, even to your wife, you have to go and shower to quickly go before God. It is good. You know, I would, you know, say that it's always good just because of concentration, you know, and you know your place of prayer is really necessary. I would say couple should pray first. You know, you just shower, you rest, give God his honor, pray, then do your thing, because most likely you're going to follow, you're going to fall to, but it doesn't take any kind of what's it called? Borrow me the English routine, right? So thank you so much, Instagram family. Thank you, Facebook. Please, this is what's your name again? I've forgotten. Baby boy. I love you. This is my baby boy, and I saying thank you so much for the time, and we've really enjoyed your contributions tonight,
Yeah,
and we know that it's going to assist a lot of people.
yeah,
We're out to enrich our lives,
yeah,
encourage us. We're learning from you
yeah,
as much as you are learning from us.
yeah.
Please help to share this video so that lives will be, people can benefit from it. Thank you, Pastor Shola Ajadi. Bless you. Saying thank you, Pastor. So we just bless the name of the Lord tonight.
Oh,
And we pray for as many as looking at us tonight and want to enjoy the joy of marriage, that the Lord will locate you
yeah. Amen.
in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
For those of us in marriages and we're like, oh, what are they talking about? My marriage is far cry. May the Lord give you sweetness. May your wine become sweeter in the mighty name of Jesus. And for those children that missed it, rededicate yourself back to God. Marriage is honorable when the bed is undefiled. The God of peace abide with each and every one of us. Make our home sweet. Until next time, okay. Bless you, Mommy Toraya Ajadi. Good topic tonight. God bless you, Mom and Dad. Most strength. Amen. Until, thank you, sir. Until next week, Wednesday, when we come back your way. If you want any topic, like my baby boy is warming up and is no longer shy. Last week was like immediately we dropped. It was like, if you think I'm going to be in the camera with you and discussing sex, I just say, you know, you have not known anything, you have entered. I just kept quiet, I didn't say anything.
She has a way of getting me to talk.
Abi, olówó mi,
Although,
my lovey dovey, my lovey, my, don't mind it, my. So God bless you all.
thank you.
We love you, and we see you next Wednesday, 30 p.m. If there's anything you want us to talk about, please drop the comment or inbox me, and we'll be sure to shed light. Let's talk about it. Let's break all the barriers and let's enjoy our lives the way God wants us to. Thank you, Instagram friend. I know everyone online. God bless you. Jumoke, God bless you. And everyone on Facebook, the Lord bless you. See you by His grace next Wednesday. Shalom.
Uh,
Bye bye. From us to you.